Welcome to DEMOCREPUBLIX, where we cover the real news that matter to we the people. Zucked again. Facebook's founder admit to interfering in political speech. Zero Hedge reports that censorship is alive and well. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg admitted that the social media giant actively interfered with political speech leading up to the Irish abortion referendum. Facebook systematically deleted posts it didn't like, while promoting those it did. During a recent talk, Zuckerberg admitted that the social media network banned a number of pro-life advertisements ahead of the Irish abortion referendum. According to PJ Media, during a recent interview at this year's Aspen Ideas Festival, Zuckerberg began to explain how the social media firm is attempting to work with the government of other countries to determine what political speech should be allowed on the site. Zuckerberg gave an example of Facebook's interaction with the Irish government ahead of the 2018 referendum on the legalization of abortion in the country. Big Tech has officially taken sides, and they sided with tyranny. According to Breitbart News, Zuckerberg explained that the American pro-life groups wanted to run Facebook ads targeted towards Irish citizens. Not wanting to allow free speech and buckling like a slave to the government, Facebook reached out to the Irish authorities to determine whether or not the ads should be allowed at that time. Zuckerberg stated their response at that time was, "We don't currently have a law, so you need to make whatever decision you want to make." So Facebook CEO Zuck, pro-lifers, we ended up allowing the ads, Zuckerberg stated. Pro-life activist Lila Rose commented on how Silicon Valley tech executives have reacted towards the issue of abortion in a tweet, which in the tweet says, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg blocked pro-life ads ahead of Ireland abortion vote. Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg donated $2 million to Planned Parenthood. Twitter CEO Jack banned my and live action pro-life ads and allowed PPFA ads, and says legal protections for preborn babies are bad for business, and that's what Lila Rose was posting on Twitter. The narratives have been chosen, and the government and their accomplices in big tech and big pharma will decide what you hear, read, and see. Almost everything is now manipulated, but it isn't just Facebook that teams up to control the narrative. Twitter, Google, and YouTube are also complicit. And you hear stories all the time about YouTube censoring and censorship, Google censorship, Twitter censorship, how they censor conservatives, and even censor some people on the left that they don't agree with too. You see it with the anti-vaxxers. They're getting hit and getting dinged on things like Netflix and things like that. Is anything that's contrary to their beliefs, they censor, they blacklist, they shadow ban, and all that other stuff. The article goes on to say that violent Antifa accounts don't violate Twitter rules, conservative banned and censored. Google manipulated YouTube search results to program users' behavior, and people are being fed their own slavery and attaching their own chains at this point. Regardless of what side of the abortion debate you come down on, squashing speech you don't like from the other side certainly isn't helping make your certainly isn't helping make you look like you're right. It makes you look like you're hiding information you don't want anyone to think about because you've already made the decision for them. Just like the Russian meddling situation, who cares what others say? Are people really so afraid of information that disagrees with their already cemented bias that they can't handle free speech? And that's the thing right there. That's the main point right there. If because they can't argue with facts. If you come out with facts, the truth, they can't argue against it, because how do you argue against truth? So the way to handle that is they censor the truth, and that's their way around it, because they can't handle a straight up debate on facts or ideas. So they just ban people. That's basically how they do it. Whether Russia created ads to influence an election or not, even though they did create ads, but the ads didn't show until after the election. No one seems to catch that. The ads that the Russian group, the Russian troll farm, put out, they didn't even show up until after the election. But anyway, whether Russia created ads to influence an election or not, and whether pro-life groups created ads to influence an election or not, it's not Zuckerberg's job to dictate what information people see. Free speech is the enemy to misinformation, and that's likely why authoritarians are actively trying to kill it. And that's the truth right there. They can't argue or debate against the truth, so they just ban you. So let me know what you think. Leave the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out DEMOCREPUBLIX.com for the latest in news. Until next time.
We living on a real nightmare. We living on a real nightmare.